Hey everyone, it's Gus here, just giving a quick announcement before today's episode. The state of Victoria where Zac and I record the podcast has just gone back into stage 3 lockdown, at least in Melbourne where I live, which means I won't be able to travel to Zac to record. This episode won't be affected as we recorded it last week, but future episodes for at least the next 6 weeks will be recorded online, which is actually how we started this podcast during the original lockdown. So we're used to doing it that way. So it shouldn't affect the quality of the show in any significant way. Yeah, that's it. Without further ado, let's get right into the episode.
This is Zac and Gus, the podcast.
Rock, paper, scissors, paper. Rock, paper, scissors, rock. Rock, paper, scissors, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, rock. Rock, paper, scissors, paper.
Rock, paper, scissors, scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit, that was intense.
That was the longest we've ever gone.
Oh, go on.
Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, no, that's not the name of the podcast. Welcome to the Zac and Gus podcast.
Oh, and what episode is it?
14.
14. Isn't it amazing that we've made it this far?
The running in joke that is now, unfortunately, a common.
This is the third week in a row that we have said it's amazing that we've made it this far.
Guys, 14 weeks.
14 weeks. That's nearly
3 months.
16 weeks.
I don't know. Oh, no.
No, we've already been past 3 months. It's nearly 4 months, sort of.
Apparently you have an apology
I have
to
an
start off
apology
the
to
show.
make. Now, I think I'm going to clip in some audio here. Welcome to the Zac and Gus podcast, and especially welcome to all the YouTube listeners, because you could be listening to this episode on YouTube on this Sunday, the day that it came out. Not at 6 in the morning, granted. Actually, maybe a bit after 6 if I, scheduled the upload. I don't know if you can do that. Maybe, but you'll know. Well, last week, guys, I made a promise and I broke it.
Oh, God, it's just a running thing on this show. We really stop making promises.
So I literally started last episode by saying a special hello, a special welcome to the YouTube viewers, listeners, whatever you want to call them. I was like, you could definitely be listening to this episode on YouTube on Sunday. And it is that Sunday as of now when we're recording the next episode. And let's just say...
You're useless.
That's episode 13 that should be on YouTube right now in our time. Episode 6 isn't even on YouTube yet. In fact,
the only change that you've made to the YouTube channel is fixing episode 5, which finished abruptly halfway through.
I do have most of the other episodes rendered, but I've run into some issues with my computer being connected to a power board that often overloads. So sometimes I'll be halfway through a render, which takes 12 hours to do. Each episode takes my shitty computer about 12 hours to render. So if the power disconnects halfway through, it's very inconvenient. So the timeline that I had, it did seem like I would be able to get it out on time, but it didn't work out that way. I would approximate that, this episode will definitely be out on YouTube. I can promise that because I have a whole week to do one episode.
Stop promising things.
I have a week to do one episode. If I can't manage that, I think we just shut the show down.
No, I don't like the idea because we've never promised anything properly in our lives.
Look, the point is, I reckon episode 13 will be out in the next few days. I very much apologize for making a promise that I could have kept but didn't. I was about to say couldn't keep and then realized that would have been probably a little bit of a lie.
Yeah, you can keep these promises, you just choose not to because it's a bit... Well, you don't choose.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just
I
the
would say
laziness.
it's sort of a promise that I should make it in to record the show every week, and that nearly didn't happen today.
It nearly doesn't happen the majority. If you think about it... How many weeks have been an absolute certainty that you're making it, apart from times when you've stayed at my house the night before?
Not any, probably. Yeah. I mean, today I literally woke up. I have a mattress that's on the side of my bed, like up against the wall.
Can you...
I will silence my phone. So it's like a mattress that's just up against the wall next to the mattress that I sleep on. It tipped over in the night and landed on me. So I woke up with a mattress on top of me.
It'd be a nice blanket, warm,
Not really.
comfortable.
I checked the time and realized that I'd missed the first bus, which my brain was just like, oh, that must be the only bus. So I was like, oh, I'll just go back to sleep. Woke up like an hour later, got a text from Zac saying, when are you going to be here? And I was like, oh, I should probably check if I can possibly make it still. And I could. And I had 20 minutes to get ready. And yeah, I'm here.
So what would have happened if you couldn't make it?
I would have had to have very awkwardly told you that I couldn't make it, and we would have had to either record it online or...
Sacrifice some very important time from either of our lives.
Yes, one of those two, and it would have just been because of my laziness. But I'm here, so you can't blame me for doing something that didn't end up happening, and I'm very happy for that.
Okay, so last week on the podcast, you better not have it written down.
No, I will prove that I do not have it.
Okay, so last week on the podcast, Angus, thank you, came along and he said, I can remember things, and his only example was a Wi-Fi password that he had been memorizing while we were planning the show.
Which I still think is valid, and I can still remember it now.
No, no skill. It's you could have just chosen any random numbers. You then recited off all your Wi-Fi passwords ever. Again, could have been random numbers. So I put the test to you last week that I bet you couldn't remember a special code that I would give you. Now, we bleeped it in last week's episode, so nobody heard it. This was to prevent Angus doing his own research before the show
So I
came
have
out.
to have remembered this code for a week, or actually a couple hours less than a week.
Yeah. And
I wasn't allowed to write it down. I have not written it down. That's just a trust system, but I promise I have not broken that trust system.
this is the unbleeped audio from last week, so all of our listeners know what the code is. Angus, you have to remember this.
I have to remember this.
11T2 7JWX bed frame.
I don't like this segment. We're not going to do it.
Oh.
All right, we'll do it. I reckon the code was 11T27JWX bed frame.
Angus,
Yep.
congratulations.
Thank
you do have a good memory. That is the only thing you've won, but there's no points because
That wasn't a game?
no.
I feel like we should have made that a game.
You can't say that now.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I agree we can't say it now. I think it should have been decided that that was a game, though.
I don't think it should have been
I
a game,
had
but
to put quite a
congratulations.
bit of effort into that.
I honestly had no belief in you to remember it.
I did forget it multiple times throughout the week, but it kept on coming back.
Like literally right after we recorded the podcast, he goes, I've forgotten it. And then he gives off half of it and then stuffs up the middle and finishes it properly. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll say he's got it correct. And then he figured it out.
Yeah.
Pretty annoying, I'm not going to lie.
And I have an amazing memory. I was just about to say the Wi-Fi password again to prove I still remember it, but just give me a sec. VXZ2PMPJ6W9K.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
good work.
Leg.
Bit of awkward silence there.
Oh, wait, that's my thing.
That is your thing because you're green.
I'm talking about a leg. Oh, Zach, my leg is cramped.
Oh.
Do you have any thoughts as to why my leg might be cramped currently, Zach?
Dr. Zac has no clue.
Dr. Zach doesn't know why Gus's leg could be cramped?
No. Why is your leg... Why is
Well-
your leg cramped?
Well, last night,
Did your mattress fall on you while you were sleeping?
No, that was... Well, technically that was this morning, because I didn't go to bed until like 1 in the morning, but...
Great.
Well, I was out last night.
That is true.
And it was very responsible that I even came home, I think. But I was completely sober, so that helped.
Yeah, you wouldn't... If you didn't come home and you were completely sober, that'd be a bit of a... Why?
Yeah. But pretty much what happened was it was two of my friends' birthdays yesterday, and so they were doing a joint birthday, and at some point we were like, we gotta go get food because we needed to eat. No one wanted to buy pizza, and then we all decided we would rather an HSP.
Love me a HSP.
And then one of my friends suggested a certain HSP place that does this giant HSP to feed like a lot of people called the Mount Halal.
Ooh,
which is
see,
like,
I've seen a lot of Facebook ads for those giant HSPs, and I've been like, I would really love to try it, but I also don't think my stomach would ever recover. Why is your leg impacted from this?
so that's like a $60 HSP.
$60.
The HSP was not what impacted my leg. What impacted my leg was the fact that there were 7 of us and we had to get there in a 5-seater car.
Angus, that is bad.
So essentially, it was decided that a couple of people were like, "Oh yeah, we'll stay at home," but we were like, "No, you're fucking coming."
Why?
Because we were like, "This is going to be a trip. Like, all of us have to go. It's going to be part of the night. It's going to be a fun time." So it was essentially decided.
The HSB home?
We wanted to eat it there. We wanted to make a trip out of it, and essentially, it was decided that someone was going in the boot.
And that was you, wasn't it? Because
I was the first, like, there were a lot of people shorter than me, but obviously me being me, even in an entirely sober state, was the first to jump up and be like, yes, of course I will travel in the boot.
And obviously this car wasn't a big car at all.
This was, if anyone knows what a Suzuki Swift looks like.
Tiny Angus! Why did you offer to hop in the back of one of those?
I thought it'd be funny, and it was. So I got in.
It's funny, but obviously it would have hurt a lot.
We sort of rearranged the back because it was like full of camping gear. And I got in.
So wait, you didn't take it out?
Oh, no, just rearranged it.
So you were in the back of a Suzuki Swift with camping gear. Angus,
drinking my non-alcoholic beer. And they sort of had to slam the door. It wouldn't shut properly. And then they slammed it again, got it shut properly. My legs were just like pushed against the wall.
Oh.
And like 5 seconds or 10 seconds later, before we'd even like moved, my leg cramped up. Luckily, I got the cramp to go away fairly quickly. So I wasn't in pain for the whole trip, but I can still feel it now.
I think you may have done some damage to that leg.
Very likely. Oh, and if you'll remember, I did say there were 7 of us. Someone was at the feet of the person in the front seat.
The front seat? Yeah. Please tell me passenger and not driving.
Passenger, of course.
Good.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go? I would feel like more comfortable at the feet of the people in the back.
I don't think there's really enough room at the feet of the people in the back.
That's such a tiny car.
So yeah, that happened.
Surely that's an illegal. You can't have.
Oh, that's very. Of course, it's bleeping illegal. And then on the way back, I didn't want to go in the boot again. Well, I was perfectly willing to, but it was decided that I wouldn't, and we forced someone else to go in the boot.
Were they a bit more suitably sized for the boot of the Honda?
The name will be bleeped, but it was bleep.
I guess that bleep smaller.
Yeah. And the same, but on the way back, we got passed by a highway patrol, and we went past like a cop car that had pulled someone off on the side of the road. So we were extremely lucky.
I don't know if this story is suitable for a podcast.
Look, I was considering not bringing it. Yeah. Well, it's in. It happened, and I feel like I needed to let that out.
I'm glad it happened because that's story.
And by the way, all of that. Allegedly. So we don't know if it happened. This was Angus's dream. Yeah, I could have dreamed all of that.
Because it was a really rough night for you dreaming because you had a mattress fall on you.
Yeah.
I
got a concussion from the mattress and I dreamed all of that up. It never actually happened.
And your cramp is from the mattress falling on you.
Yes.
So this was all Angus's dream, guys. What a good dream from Angus.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I love my brain that it can come up with crazy things like that.
From a dream to something that is real, Angus.
Yeah.
I have to show you, and I think you've already seen it, but it's still pretty funny and podcast content, if you ask me. Now, there is a shark, and this shark has gone quite famous for looking like a penis.
I feel like you have showed this to me before. I do have a memory of some kind of penis-shaped sea creature.
Okay, we're just going to cut here while I look for said penis. So Angus just drunk outside of the podcast recording.
Yeah, but I did screw up the bottle and place it on the desk
First time
during the
you've
podcast.
ever decided to drink while we've paused the podcast. Angus, this will be going on our Instagram. This is the penis-shaped shark.
Oh my god, no, you haven't shown me that! What?
It looks like an actual penis.
That is terrifying, though.
Also massive, but it looks like a penis.
Where's its eyes? Where's everything?
Surely I think that's the underside of the shark.
I want to see the other side.
I don't know what it's called because I've copped the post.
And who was swimming under it to even realize that?
But imagine swimming under such a massive thing and going, oh, it's a penis.
Has this been just discovered?
No.
Is this a newly
know.
discovered animal? I thought we'd discovered like all of the sharks and stuff like that.
Maybe it was an already discovered. It doesn't have a name. Well, not in the post. Maybe it was an already discovered shark, and then they were exploring it more, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's a penis."
Or maybe like no, well, yeah, that could be a very specific one. Like they might not all look that much like a penis.
That's true. You'd be very unfortunate for your whole body shape to look like a penis.
Well, I'm sure the shark's not aware of the fact that it looks like a penis.
Someone should tell the shark. As they say, you don't insult someone over something they can't change in 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure the shark can just change their look, do a new hairstyle.
What do shark penises look like?
I don't want to know. Do you
you
want to
reckon
search it?
I don't think they look like human ones, so it probably
I'm not
wouldn't be able
searching
to
it on
understand.
my phone, so...
Oh, fine, I'll search shark penises on my phone.
Wow, this show really has... I mean, could it go lower? I don't think so. Obviously, an explicit warning should have been added by now. If you don't like the idea of penis chat, I mean, you're already halfway through it.
Why do sharks have two penises is the first result, and that is the two shark penises.
I would have a look at them. That's a bit weird. Interesting. But why?
So they're all like double dick dude.
That's the worst reference ever. I think that was text.
It's only in my mind because last night someone was telling me that they were double dick dude.
Yeah, bullshit. This is a reference to Tex, who probably doesn't listen to the podcast. I feel like Tex showed that to us on a school trip.
Yeah, probably.
Disgusting.
We're really going low this episode, aren't we?
Let's move on. And Angus, it's time for...
This.
You bought 10 slabs of beer.
You bought a giant cardboard cutout of Zac?
Your net bank account balance is $0 and 0 cents.
Oh, no, Gus. What did you buy this week?
Well, let's find out, Zac, because this is Gus's Bad Financial Decisions. That's right, this is Gus's Bad Financial Decisions, and,
Someone hasn't been mature with their spending this week, because that's why this is back this week.
You
You haven't been mature. That is the end of the story.
Look, I'm inclined to disagree.
Why? Why do you think?
Inclined to disagree.
Why?
Well-
Explain. Tell me why.
Well, let's just start off with number one.
Number one.
Number one. I would Actually, no. Look, that's not going to be number one. I would consider number one to be the first one that occurred.
Okay.
So let's go with Where is it? Oh yeah, I wanted to make a climbing tower for my lizard.
Yeah. This is Dash.
This is Dash, my bearded dragon. She loves to climb things.
Yeah.
When I have her in my bed, she'll just climb like towels and clothes and
I have
everything.
seen that. Dash does like to climb. And your bed frame.
Yes. So, because nothing there is like really that appropriate for her to climb, I thought I would build her a special tower that is specifically made for her to be able to climb easily.
When are you gonna go to Bunnings for this?
I did go to Bunnings for this. And I've started building it, and
Tradie Gus. It'd explain your tradie jumper that you wear all the time, but you've never been a tradie.
And the supplies for this, the actual supplies, like as in the materials, cost around $100.
Angus.
I bought.
Surely you could have bought one off Wish for much cheaper.
They don't sell that. No, I wanted this to be very specifically made.
Okay.
I bought a drill to put it together. That was $50. I bought 2 saws because the first saw I bought didn't end up being the right kind of saw. It was a hacksaw, and because the piece of wood I was cutting through was too tall, it reached the handle, so I couldn't go any further. So then I went and bought another saw and realized it sort of had the same problem, but still managed to cut through it. So yeah, I bought 2 saws and a drill, and apart from that, yeah, all the materials cost like $100. Yeah.
That's not a horrible, bad financial decision.
It's not finished yet, but I will. Yeah, I guess I will share the results when that is done.
Very nice. Something that you woke me up with this morning was you calling, and you were like, "Zach, I'm at Coles. Do you want Tim Tams?"
Well, I don't want to go. I want to do this in chronological
Okay,
order.
well, I'm sorry. Hurry up.
So the next thing, I need new shoes. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Oh, it's not really a fact.
My shoes, the bottom is starting to come off them.
Okay, that is true. Yep. Sorry, I did
And
forget about that.
They're shitty, they're shitty old TNs, and I use them as running shoes all the time, so they're getting really, really stuffed. And I just want to move past that phase in my life. So I wanted to get something a bit classier. So I decided to go for some Doc Martens.
Doc Martens aren't cheap, are they, Angus?
No, I mean there's variations in price. I'd say the higher end ones are around the $350 mark. I didn't go for the highest end ones I could.
I'm proud. That's very good news.
I purchased a $260 pair of
That's still expensive. That's still really
of Doc
expensive.
Marten 1460s, and the thing about Doc Martens is, as leather boots, there's the whole period where you're supposed to break them in, and as you wear them, the leather expands, and it's quite painful to wear them at that first stage.
I do
So
remember
you're
that
supposed to buy,
from my hiking boots.
You're supposed to buy a size that feels quite a bit too small, and I think I bought a size that was... I think I bought the size above what I should have, essentially, and so I've only worn them on one day. And I noticed towards the end of that day that my heels were like rising up at the end. And I was like, that's really not good. I've spent too much on these. So I'm really
return?
hoping that they'll do me a swap or a return. But I don't know how shoes work. Like, can you do that?
I feel like you can, but you just need to hurry up on it, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I'm going to clean them up, make sure they look like they haven't really been worn at all.
So, well, obviously, there'll be an update next week. Let's hope you can return the set.
Let's really hope. Otherwise, I guess I'll just have to keep them and deal with the fact that they're a bit too big, which sucks. But I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Very true. So, how are these Doc Martens paid for, Angus?
They may have been paid for with the popular payment plan service Afterpay, which Zach was very much judging me for using last time I brought it
still
up.
judging you for using this, Angus,
But-
because I don't trust you at all.
Yeah, but surely I'm building some level of trust here. I've paid off the chair, I paid off the Chromecast. Those were the last two things that I've mentioned. And I thought, paid them off, now I can get something else.
Yeah, but eventually, you're going to hit a point, and I feel like that point is not going to be good for you or your credit rating.
Look, Zach, we don't need to mention my credit rating on this show, but no, I would never. I actually value these services highly now, to the point where I wouldn't want to put myself in a situation
Oh, well, that's good news.
where I wouldn't be able to use them in the future.
I'm glad to hear that.
That being said, I may have signed up for another payment plan service called
And this is where you know it's going badly. And this is the tip of the decline where we see Angus lose all of his
I
money.
still have reason to disagree with that. Okay, so I've signed up with ZipPay as well. Now, initially I was like, the reason that I signed up with ZipPay, you might be like, why would you sign up for multiple payment plan services? That's a really dumb idea. Like,
Oh, it is. Is it a smart idea, Angus? Is it smart?
you
do
may
you
have a
think?
point, but initially I only signed up for ZipPay because Afterpay didn't give me a limit high enough to get my camera, and that was the initial reason I signed up for Afterpay. So I was like, I'll sign up for ZipPay just in case maybe they'll give me a higher limit. They ended up giving me a much lower limit,
Mhm.
but I mean, there's no real but. Afterpay just raised my limit, so pretty much the plan with these shoes, paying off these shoes, is to get my Afterpay limit up to a point where I can get the camera on Afterpay, which I think is a decent idea.
That's true, and you did say that once you do reach the Afterpay limit, you will enough to buy a camera. You will stop buying from Afterpay.
Yeah, or at least as regularly.
I don't trust him at all.
But yeah, I signed up with ZipPay, and look, it was two of my friends' birthdays very recently, in the past couple of days, as I've recently mentioned in the whole car boot fever dream.
Angus's dream where he imagined he
So
celebrated
I
his friend's
recently
birthdays.
dreamed that it was two of my friends' birthdays, and I thought, I would be a pretty bad friend if I didn't get them any presents. I didn't feel that bad about it at first until I rocked up and other people were giving them presents. And I was like, yeah, now I kind of feel bad. I mean,
But it was a dream, so you didn't really have to worry about.
This is a dream. None of this money has actually been spent. This is now Bad Financial Decisions Dream Edition. That's why there's just a D there. It's Bad Financial Dreams. So the first thing I did was I went on ZipPay, and they have a lot more options than Afterpay in terms of you can essentially buy anything from any store regardless of whether they accept ZipPay or not.
Which is good.
Either getting gift cards or using a virtual debit card to just buy stuff from online stores. And I was on my way and I was like, people are going to be drinking tonight. I don't want to drink. So I was like, I need some non-alcoholic beers so that I can
annoying.
fight my urge to drink. So I got a $100 Coles gift card. Now, that might seem ridiculous. Why would you need a $100 Coles gift card to just buy some fake beer? Which I agree, that is quite ridiculous.
Oh, I'm glad.
But I assumed that a Coles gift card would be valid to use at any stores in the Coles group, because a regular Coles gift card would. Sadly, this was a special online Coles gift card that could only be used at Coles.
But surely you can just save it for your shopping trip next time you go shop at Coles.
Well, I haven't spent all of it. What I'm saying is my plan in getting a $100 one was I was going to buy my mate a slab of beer for his birthday. So I was going to use that Coles gift card for that. Realized I couldn't, and then had to buy the slab of beer also on ZipPay on a click and collect through the Liquorland website.
Angus.
So I just had the gift card left over, which is why I bought Zac Tim Tams today on the way here.
We've looped to the Tim Tams, and now there are 2 packs of Tim Tams on the desk, unnecessarily.
And that is pretty much it, apart from the fact that also, that was just one of my friends, and I also wanted to get my other friend a birthday present. So on the train ride here this morning, the Zip paid them a present as well.
Good man.
And yeah, that is the end. But that part was all a dream. Everything in the ZipPay area was a dream, so you can just pretend that didn't exist.
Going off dreams and onto real life, Angus, you love spending your money, so I thought we'd play a game like this. It's The Price is Right Fast Food Edition. That's right.
It's The Price is Right Fast Food Edition.
And I thought, do a spin on things, Angus. Oh no, he's drinking water.
Oh, I forgot. So Zac told me that he's
Not
gonna...
over.
Gus is drinking water.
Okay, I'm not going to do it again.
There's an alarm now. Every time Angus drinks water, you'll hear this. He's not actually drinking water, but I just want to play it again.
It
Gus
sounds
is
like I'm
drinking
pissing.
water.
I don't know where the dude went. Anyway, there's an alarm for that. But let's not distract us from we're playing The Price is Right Fast Food Edition. Now, starting episode 3, you brought a game to the show.
And it was...
the international fast food game.
Yes.
And we were playing for us to buy each other a fast food meal.
None of those fast food meals have been bought. I am owed a fair few... 2 fast food meals.
No.
3,
Yes.
2.
So I thought
Yeah,
we're doing
I've only done the game twice.
double or nothing. If you win this, I owe you 2 fast food meals
Yeah.
from KFC. But if I win, and by means you lose, no one owes anyone anything from KFC.
Oh, so you'll still owe me something from Macca's.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I'm down. So this is just going to be questions about KFC?
Correct. I have 5 menu items from KFC.
Now, just so the listeners know, I am a KFC employee, so me losing, just know that it's going to be pretty sad if I do.
Yeah. Now, I have decided for all editions of this game ever, we're going to search for the 3000 postcode, that is centre of Melbourne, and click on the closest store to that.
Okay.
Because some fast food chains, their prices vary depending on location.
I see.
So we're keeping consistency there.
Okay, so it's not going to be the fast food chain that I personally work out.
Correct. Also, in addition to that, it's always a 10% buffer. So if something is $10 and you guess $9, you've got it.
Yes.
Okay, we'll start off easy, Angus. The Zinger Burger. How much do you reckon it costs?
Oh, bleep. See,
That's like the easiest option. How do you not know?
well, it's not that common for someone to just order the burger
true.
by itself.
They
but
don't
I'm gonna
usually
say
go.
$5.90.
Correct. $5.95.
Nice.
Not a good start for me. Second up, we've got a 10-piece pack of nuggets.
See, that's so... No one buys nuggets unless the 24 for $10 deal is on, which it currently is. So...
That's
very
why I wanted to
hard,
stump you.
Because someone buying 10 right now, which still does occasionally happen, people will still pay for the 10 because you'll be like, we have 24 for 10, and they're like, that's too much. I personally would not be pissed off at having too many nuggets.
Neither. I don't think anyone would. But what's your estimate?
How many was it? 10 pieces?
10 pieces of chicken nugget.
10 pieces of nuggets. It's so hard. I don't know what that's worth, to be honest.
This is why it's the game, Angus.
Because I personally have never bought nuggets outside of that 24 deal at any fast food.
Yeah, neither. But apparently you can do it from KFC.
I'm going to say $9.
$8.95.
Whoa!
Good work. Third, you're going to hate me for this. Large coleslaw. I don't know anyone that orders coleslaw from
The
KFC.
only time anyone ever ends up getting a coleslaw is because it's part of a shared meal and it's just included in that meal. Sometimes, very rarely, I've had people just ask for them. A large coleslaw, I'm going to say, is probably $4.95.
Angus, $5.95. The buffer zone was $5.35 to $6.55.
Oh,
That's wrong.
No, I was still pretty close. That's such a rip-off. Who the f***? I shouldn't say that.
This is your workplace, mate. Next up, item number 4 is an ultimate box regular, so not the upsized. How much do you think that? What was that?
$10.95.
Bleep.
Good work, you've won.
See, I do sort of know my own place of work's prices sort of well-ish.
And lastly, this is for a glory point, an original recipe twister.
Bleep.
I assume it's just going to be like... Oh, would it be the same price as a burger? I'm just going to say $5.95.
Incorrect. $6.95. Buffer zone was $6.25
How
to
is a twister
$7.65.
worth more than a burger? I don't even understand twisters.
This is your workplace. Don't hate on it.
I'm not hating on it. Twisters are just shit.
Well, that's really sucks because now I owe you 2 KFC meals.
Pretty
And the
good.
whole point
But
of this was to make
it's-
me not owe you any.
It kind of sucks for me too, because to be honest, I don't really like KFC. I'm not dissing on it. It's just not personally.
Your favorite.
Yeah.
That sucks for you, but I can buy myself meals.
No, I'm still gonna eat it.
It's time for this.
Kyle Sanderlands, radio's biggest shock jock.
I'm a shower smoker. I'll smoke in the shower.
The man who never fails to surprise us. From fake health issues.
He's crying. Well, there's a condition that I've been diagnosed with that I haven't spoken anyway about. Yeah.
Holy moly.
To real health issues.
I think I do have to have an operation on my throat.
We never know what to expect.
No way! No way! Not just I killed it!
This is Kyle Chat. That's right, everyone's favorite segment, Kyle Chat, is back for the second week where it's actually been an official segment with an opener. In my opinion, best opener I've ever made.
I would like to say that I didn't hear the opener last week until I had to edit it, so I couldn't comment on it, but it is so good.
Thank you.
It really represents how instrumental this show is, which is practically just turned into a circle jerk of Kyle Sanderlands.
Would we bleep Kyle? Yeah. Would we? I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, for me anyway. I don't
I
know.
would not.
Zach claims he wouldn't.
I wouldn't. The end of story.
I don't know. I don't know about that. It's a pretty big opportunity for us nobodies. Like you're saying, if he came up to you right now, if he just burst in here and offered you, and he was like, I will leave right now unless you say yes.
I would be scared and intimidated by Kyle bursting in any day. I'm not going to beat him.
All right. So, Zach.
Angus.
We've
Gus.
wanted to get Kyle on the show for a while now. Kyle for a while, huh?
Yeah.
And look, we were talking about maybe getting one of his producers on, you know, that sort of thing. But I have found a very easy and direct route where we can get Kyle on the show now.
How?
So,
I'm interested.
Kyle
here.
Sandilands is on Cameo. So what I was thinking is we could order a cameo from him where we just ask him questions and then we edit it together like we've done an interview with him. It would be our biggest guest appearance ever, and it would technically be getting him on the show.
That is true. How much does a Kyle Sandilands cameo
That
cost?
is the one big problem.
Cameos average about $35.
I would say that, well, Kyle Sandilands himself claims that he is the most expensive person on the app.
Oh no, how much does a cameo from Kyle Sandilands cost?
Well, I want you to guess, Zach. How much do you reckon?
A grand.
What?
$1,000.
You got it right on the nose. $1,000 to have Kyle on the show. But when you think about it,
No.
if we were to actually get him on the show, he'd probably cost a whole lot more than that. So
Not really.
I
We
reckon
could just Skype him.
Yeah, but like, unless we were really big, like we'd have to be really. He'd have to have a reason to come on apart from money.
I'm not paying $1,000 for Kyle to show up.
Look, Zach,
For 30 seconds. It's not even like a full episode. It's 30 seconds.
I agree, but what better to get our podcast up off the ground than a feature from Kyle himself in Kyle Chat? Kyle Chat with Kyle.
No, because we're not going to be chatting with him because it's going to be pre-recorded.
But no one will know.
We've just been talking about it.
Bleep. So guys, that was a nice episode of Kyle Chat.
Is that all you had to bring to Kyle Chat, that we're not spending $1,000 to have him on the podcast?
Look, I agree that it's probably, definitely not an investment we can make right now, especially since earlier today we were pondering over...
Never. We are never, ever, ever getting Kyle through a cameo on the show.
What about after we've gained a decent following and we've already bought the Rodecaster and the XLR mics?
So already $2,200 down, and you want me to pay $500.
Well, think about it.
Each.
Okay, if the podcast ever generates any amount of revenue...
We're not putting any of it towards Kyle Sandilands'
No, I'm saying we
cameo.
could put our own money towards it at that point.
No, I'm not spending $1,000 to have Kyle on the show. I would rather...
What if I spend $1,000?
I would hate you forever, and that'd also go in bad financial decisions.
Yeah, what an episode that would be.
No!
Anyway, that is all I have for Kyle Chat
A
today.
bit of a quick Kyle Chat today, hey?
What?
A bit of a quick one.
Bit of a quickie, but
Quickie
I reckon
with
it would,
Kyle.
Quickie but a goodie. Quickie is sort of what... Well, no, I'd prefer a bit of a longer session with Kyle, but...
Shut up, you disgusting pig. Okay. This morning on the bus, Angus was on the bus. I asked Angus for a photo of Angus.
Yes.
Now, I have since gotten that photo. I've been playing The Sims.
Okay.
And I wanted to create my character, Gus.
So you've just based a character on a photo of me?
Yes.
Or do you
And
upload the photo, or did you just...
No, I had to make... This is the comparison, also going on our Instagram. That's what you look like now.
Holy shit! It's me.
And there's a dog in the background. I apologize for that.
Sorry about the dog, but Zach has actually quite convincingly made me in The Sims.
Anyway, that's... we took a break for the dogs because the dog just got too much. But, so, Angus, you're in my Sims game, and now, weekly, We're going to do Gus's weekly Sims update.
I like
Zach's
this. So are
weekly
we
update
getting
of
one
Gus.
today, or have I just been created?
So you were
there's no
created
update?
this morning. Since you are now developing a friendly relationship, it will turn sexual, with your housemate Alex.
Okay.
And your guess
Is
what your-
Alex male or female?
Alex is female.
Okay.
Guess what your job is?
Do I work at a fast food place?
You're gonna become an influencer.
Oh, wow. Just like real life.
And yeah, so you went off to work today, and I haven't heard back from you.
Have I been banned from TikTok yet?
That's irrelevant, but Angus has been banned from.
Well,
Shadow
not
ban.
really. Shadow ban. I'm technically still on there.
Which is good, but not good.
I think it's good to not be able to use TikTok generally. I felt no, I didn't. I was actually defending TikTok pretty what's the word?
Strenuously?
Vehemently?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, neither of us are really that
Well-
smart.
Well, a lot of my mates were hating on it, and I was like, it's not that bad. But I mean, for other reasons, it is that bad. So.
TikTok's bad. I don't like it. We do have a TikTok follow at Zac and Gus.
Also, just the fact that the minute limit is just nah.
Oh, the minute limit, really, if you've got content that isn't already made for TikTok, it's impossible.
Yeah. So I think I might be giving up on the whole TikTok thing.
What are you not giving up on, though?
Hopefully
Your
my
balls.
balls. Hopefully not giving up on my balls quite yet. I don't know. Did this get a mention last week?
I don't know, and I
Oh
don't.
no, I just listened to the episode. I don't think
don't
so. I
remember
think
it
everyone's
either.
quite confused about why I would be bringing up my balls on the show.
It's
These are
the
not.
show's first giveaway.
By the way, these are my testes that I'm talking about.
Do you want to win Angus's testicles? No, they're not up for sale. But if they
They're
die,
not up for sale.
if they die, we can put them in a jar and put them for sale.
I feel like we definitely need to explain this a bit better. So, I went to the doctor a while ago because I had a rash between my thighs, and
This is disgusting.
yeah, Zach was very grossed out when I originally told him this, but I have some updates on the rash as well. So
Uh-oh.
they gave me a medication for it. I was taking the medication for about a week, ran out, still haven't gone and gotten my repeat. So it was initially getting better, I think, from the medication. Then when I stopped using it, it got way worse than when I wasn't using the medication. So now it's like real bad, like it's red, like real red, and it's like spread out a bit
This
more.
is disgusting. I hate it. Get on to the point of why you're telling us.
But
this so
anyway,
we
the
can
point
move on.
is, I was at the doctor and I went in for the rash, but he asked if he could feel my balls.
Dun dun dun.
And I
Doctor's
was like,
visit
well,
gone sexual.
I was like, I guess I probably shouldn't say no because, like, you know, say like
You
know.
never turn down anyone interested in you.
You say no. I just generally, you know, you don't want to have testicular cancer and not know about it.
That's true.
So he gave me a referral to get an
I thought
ultrasound.
you were going to say you gave me a real good feel.
He did, and he said one was a bit bigger.
Ooh, that's not good.
So he gave me a referral to get an ultrasound. So like last week it was probably this week. Like early this week, I went into the medical imaging center and I had to lay down on a table and hold a piece of cloth over myself while this woman felt my balls with these two scanny things, and I got to watch the inside of them on a TV. Quite possibly the strangest experience that I've ever experienced.
It's a weird thing. Like, speaking as someone else who's had their own ball issues down there,
Yeah,
it's weird to go to the doctor for it. It's definitely not comfortable.
it's not.
Hey, good thing we're both 18, otherwise this would be illegal.
And so essentially that happened, and she did all the things where you like click, click, measure the distance, and she was like, "Oh,
They
so
measured the distance between your balls.
They measured the distance of each ball, and then they measured the distance of something called like the epidemis or something. I don't know. They measured a lot of distances, and then she was like, "Oh, take these wipes because they have to like put this liquid on you to do the ultrasound." And then she went off and she was like, "Oh, I'm just taking these to the doctor." I assumed that I was supposed to stay in the room and wait for her. So I was in there for like 20 minutes, started getting real concerned, but didn't want to leave because I was like, what if I am supposed to stay? So I was having that whole mental battle over what the fuck I was supposed to do.
I get you, yeah.
Then someone came into the room and then they were like, "Oh, sorry," and left immediately. Like 5 minutes later, they come back in and they're like, "Sorry, why are you in here?" And I was like, oh, I've already had my ultrasound. They were like, oh, you can leave. So I was just sitting there for no reason.
Does the
which was
story have a
very awkward.
verdict?
I
Or
still haven't received results. I don't even know.
So
they
this
were
is
like,
the ultimate cliffhanger. You could be dying.
I could be dying, but I don't know how they told me. I think they said I would get the results later that day, but I still haven't received them. Maybe I have to go to my doctor to get them or something. But the point is, I don't know if I have ball problems yet.
Let's hope. Well, that's a good cliffhanger.
Did you say let's hope I do?
Oh, no, let's hope you don't.
You just said let's hope.
I meant let's hope you don't.
All right, well, I'll go straight from that into wish.com. This is getting real stale, this wish.com stuff.
Yeah, it's really getting old, but we need your wish.com items, please.
I ordered some stuff on Wish a while ago based on random numbers that Zach gave me, and we were going to review it on the show when it arrived. I was living at a different place then. I don't know if it's arrived yet. I can't really be going there.
I thought you were going to go this week.
Yeah, that was because my chopping board was also there. Then my dad bought a chopping board, and I was like, now I only have half the reason to go there.
Angus, go get the wish.com items.
Well, I could just apply for a mail redirect, but then if the stuff is already there, I don't think that does anything.
I think check first. Is this all you had to bring from the wish.com items?
Yes. I have to go all the way to Thomastown just to check if something's there.
You move around and do useless things all the time. I don't see how a trip
I
to
could
Thomas...
literally just send the landlord a text as well.
I feel like you should definitely do
I'll
that.
do that. All right. By next week, I will know at least whether the wish items have arrived.
And hopefully a ball update.
Yes, hopefully a ball update.
One last thing to end the show. Raj. Now, I know he listens to it now.
Ooh.
I won't give out his name, but the podcast, that is. Raj finally contacted me, and he was like, here's my identity, here's my Instagram. We have... Now, I checked his Instagram. He wasn't joking. We have no mutual followers that would have given my number away. I do not know who the hell gave my number to Raj.
That's very interesting.
But he did say he would be happy to join us for prank calls. We could do a mini interview or a full guest episode with him. Don't know what we would talk about because we don't really know him. But
we could just do a whole episode of prank calls.
We could. So, the Raj interview episode could eventually happen. Probably not at the moment while...
Gus is drinking water.
It's too long of an opener, but it's funny. Well, that really ruined the Raj talking.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Well, not actually.
Do we have anything else?
I think that's all. We'll see you next week.
There's just a quick reference to the fact that Angus didn't use English to sign off last week. This has been the Zac and Gus podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
That brings us to the end of another Zac and Gus episode.
You can like us on Facebook, Zac and Gus.
You can follow us on Instagram at Zac and Gus.
And you can contact the show anytime by emailing zacandgusshow@gmail.com.
Make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll see you next week.